Have you made a New Year's resolution? Well, how many of you have done so, and how many have already broken the New Year's resolutions? Losing weight, giving up alcohol, two of the most popular New Year's resolutions. And why do we make them in the first place? Joining me in the line now is Tom Bushnell, a life coach, and Tom's done a bit of work into the psychology of this. Tom, welcome to the show and a Happy New Year.
Same to you, Carl. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Tom, just explain to us, before we talk about New Year's resolutions, what do we mean when we say a life coach?
A life coach is a coach that is skilled in some psychological principles, and it's basically common sense, but it's there to help people with their goals. Talking about resolutions today, is to help you get from where you are currently to where you'd like to be. And so it's like a coach, in football or anything.
Yeah, so I was just saying, it's like, in the sense that you might go to the gym or whatever, you've got physical coaching, that you also need emotional and psychological coaching.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, someone to hold your hand, take you from where you are to where you would like to get to achieve your goal.
And I suppose one of the things to do with it is that very much we're on the inside when we're looking at ourselves. You're providing a bit of objectivity, you're standing out, you can see the wood for the trees.
Exactly, yeah, that's a really good point. It gives you perspective. You can, because we sometimes get caught up in our own paradigms and our own beliefs, but just someone that can just see where we are, just a slight different perspective, gives a lot of clarity and a lot of power in moving forward. Yeah. Exactly.
Now, do you work with people on a one basis? Do you do group sessions? Or do you do a mixture of the two?
Yeah, a mixture of the two, Carl. Yeah, I get clients on a one-to-one, and I work with sports teams. I sometimes get professional footballers, but I get business people. Sometimes I do stuff with school pupils as well. So yeah, the dynamic can be anyone from individually, small groups of big teams, or
and the great thing from your perspective is that variety, but each one must be informing the other, that you're learning from each.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, you as the coach, you learn. I don't know if there's teachers out there, but people that teach quite often will say they seem to get even more out of it when they're actually teaching. It's the same thing with coaching.
Yeah.
You have to continually learn these things and apply them yourself. So it's a great position and privilege to be in that role of a coach. Yeah.
Now, you have done some work looking into the psychology of New Year's resolutions. What is it that laid so many of us to say we've got to make a New Year resolution?
Well, if you look at the word, Carl, if you look at resolution, if you break it down, it's like re-solution.
Yeah.
So it's, when we come to a big milestone such as a new year, well, then we think, well, there's, we have an evaluation. We look at the things how we did, and we think, well, I could do better in this area, or I've not tried this area, and I would just like to start something afresh.
Yeah.
But quite often it's stuff that we've done before or tried to do before. So we have this re-solutioning about ourselves, and we say, okay, I'm going to make this resolution. And the thing about the psychology of making resolutions and a physical process that happens with it is, when we do things in life, if we don't complete them, they tend to be an energy drain.
Right.
So, for instance, if we say, right, I'm going to do that, I've got that bit of decorating to do, and you think about it for the next 10 weeks, and you put it off, and then you put it off, and you put it off, and then finally something happens where there's a tipping point where you say, right, I'm going to do it, and you do it, and then you get this feeling of completeness and achievement that you've actually done it. And so when we do tasks, when we have goals, when we actually set them down, write them down, and actually achieve them, we get this sense of growth and stretching ourselves emotionally, quite often physically and financially, whatever the area may be. But we get this feeling of completeness, and we get this energy boost within ourselves. So that's a major part of the psychology of it, and why they're so good to actually complete.
So are you somebody that says that it is a good thing to have goals, to have resolutions or resolves?
Yeah, I would. I mean, the thing is, some people naturally do it. They kind of achieve all the time. They don't need a new year to get them kind of into gear. But quite often, most of us as humans, things get in the way. We get distracted. Life just kind of takes over. Whereas if we actually kind of say, well, we're going to take over our lives, then we get that feeling of we're kind of more in control, and we're able to steer the ship and actually go to and get the things done that we want to do. I mean, quite often people have a goal, right, I'm going to go on holiday this year. And they book it in January quite often,
Something to look forward to then.
Yeah, something to look forward to. That feeling of completeness and something of like, you know what, I I've done that. I've got that under the I've got that under the belt. I can take the next challenge, you know. So it is that, yeah, it's that feeling of steering your ship, your rudder in the direction you hope to go. I mean, obviously nothing's perfect, you know, things do happen, but it does give you that kind of sense of, you know what, this one area I can get handled and get under control.
I presume then really the key to this is being proactive rather than reactive.
Yes, yeah. I mean, and it's a balance. I mean, there are things we have to react to in life. You know, there's the yin and yang of the way of life. You know, there's things that happen, and sometimes you can't always be proactive or always attacking stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a balance. It comes with a bit of hindsight, a bit of experience, and just a bit of following your intuition. You know, if you feel good about something, then quite often, you know, give it a go. You know, try for it. I mean.
Sorry, Tom. Carry on.
Yeah, I think, you know, quite often follow your intuition. You know, your internal feeling, your gut. You know, people say, "Oh, I've got a gut feeling about this." Quite often, that's a good indicator of what you may need to do. But really, as you know, most people, if they've achieved anything, they will, if they trace it back, they will realise that they were pretty proactive in doing that and attacking that goal. I mean, if you want to build a house, it's not going to happen unless some action takes place. You know, there's going to be many small steps of action. It's like dialing a phone number.
Yeah.
You know, there might be 10 digits. You might get 7 of them correct, even 9, or even 10. But if you do it in the wrong sequence, you don't get through. So that's a proactive step. You know, there's 10 numbers to dial, and you have to do it in a correct sequence. And then bingo, you hit the jackpot, and you get through to who you're calling. But if you don't, then no matter how many tries you do, in you know, with a different set of numbers, or try it this way, if you don't follow the actual logical steps that are going to get the result, you're just not going to get through.
Tom, it's been a great pleasure speaking with you. If people want to find out more about yourself, have you got a website?
Yes, thanks, Scott. Yeah. If anyone wants to get in touch, they can go to tombushnell.com. That's TOMBUSHNELL.com, or tombushnell.blogspot.com.
Good luck, Tom.
Yeah, get in touch.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Carl. Take care.
Ta-ra, mate, and you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.